With summer coming to an end, it's time to think about getting ready for the year ahead at uni. Now, a large percentage of you will be leaving the comfort of the family home and venturing out to share accommodation with fellow students, some of whom might never have even been away before. So therefore, it's vital that you are aware of how to rent safely. Landlords are required by law to ensure that safety checks are made on all gas appliances inside the accommodation. Do not consider renting from a prospective landlord unless these checks have been made. This check is annual and by a corgi-registered installer, and please do ensure that your landlord gives you a copy of the gas safety record. Joining me now is Emma. Now, she is a tenant in rented accommodation. So Emma, hello.
Hi.
First of all, tell us how long you've lived here.
We've lived here just under a year now.
Okay, and when you moved into the accommodation, was gas safety a priority in your mind?
Not at all. I've thought of gas safety in terms of holidays abroad and when booking accommodation there, but I've never thought about gas safety in accommodation in England.
So, have you ever had an annual gas safety check?
No, I haven't. I don't even know what one of those is, and I don't think any of the other people who live here would have known what that is either.
I'm joined now by Mark Rolfe from Corgi, who's going to give us some pointers as to when you check a gas appliance, what are those signs of wear and fault. So Mark, what are we looking for and what are those signs exactly of a faulty boiler?
Okay, the first thing to make sure is you've got a nice blue flame. Sign of incomplete combustion or carbon monoxide forming would be a yellow floppy flame on the appliance. Also signs of staining or discoloration around the appliance and its flue. A good warning sign would be the signs of condensation forming on windows. This is normally a sign that the flue has stopped working, so that the products of combustion are entering the property. And if it's an older type of appliance, if the pilot keeps going out.
So Mark, on average 30 people a year die from carbon monoxide poisoning in their homes. What is carbon monoxide?
Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas that's produced by any fossil fuel burning appliances, such as gas appliances, oil appliances or solid fuel. There's no smell and there's no taste to it, and it's normally produced when there's an insufficient amount of oxygen for safe combustion.
In this house, we wouldn't know if we had high levels of carbon monoxide, but if there was a way of knowing, all I could think of would just be to leave the premises and call the landlord, but I wouldn't know specifically what to do.
It's not just boilers that can be a danger to your health. Gas stoves, gas fires, paraffin heaters and solid fuel powered stoves can all give off carbon monoxide emissions. As Mark said, these are invisible and odourless. So the question is, what are the symptoms if you're affected?
Very early symptoms would be things like headaches, nausea, dizziness, stomach pains, chest pains, anything similar to a bad hangover, say. A good indication that it could be carbon monoxide would be that your symptoms would improve if you went out of the building that has the gas appliances. Remove yourself from the atmosphere. If you do suffer any of those symptoms, I would suggest you seek medical advice.
If you had one of these carbon monoxide alarms, basically if there were excessive carbon monoxide emissions, you'd hear the following. Quite high pitched, yes, isn't it? You'll certainly know if it's happening. Do you think you'd install one of these now?
No, I think everyone nowadays has a smoke alarm, don't they, and that's just considered standard. So I think people should have one for carbon monoxide. I think it's definitely a good thing to be aware of.
Carbon monoxide alarms are available from a wide range of outlets, such as DIY superstores, supermarkets, corgi-registered gas installers and some energy retailers. On average they cost around £25 and they should be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. They should also have a BS kite mark on them, as opposed to the spot type indicators which don't wake you up.
Remember, carbon monoxide alarms are just a supplement to your landlord's annual gas safety check. Never assume that the appliances inside the accommodation are safe unless you're presented with the proper paperwork. Now, another alarm that's very useful inside your rented accommodation is a smoke alarm. Smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms need to have their batteries tested every once in a while. Also, you need to test the alarm itself. This is your responsibility as the tenant.
If you suspect carbon monoxide or you can smell gas in your property, there's 5 key things to do. Turn off the gas at the gas meter. Extinguish any naked flames and don't smoke. Do not operate any electrical controls or switches. And ventilate the property by opening doors and windows. And phone the National Gas Emergency number, which is 0800 111 999. Legally, only Corgi registered gas installers can carry out gas work. Under no circumstances try and fix any problems yourself.
As for furniture, it should comply with fire safety regulations, and you can always check the labels on the furniture to confirm this. Items such as a fire extinguisher and kitchen fire blanket would be a good precaution in addition to your carbon monoxide and smoke alarms. So, there you have it. Make sure you're safe this coming year, and if you want some more information, then log on to www.trustcorgi.com/university. Most of all though, make sure that you have a good time in your new accommodation and of course, study hard.